Hello, y'all. Oh my goodness. Okay, so really quick before we get into this reading, I do want to give a shout out to Jolene. First of all, this was her idea to do this blunt AF reading, and I thought that since I went to the post office today and I received a birthday present from Jolene, which is this bad boy, this deck, that I would do the reading in this deck and dedicate it to Jolene for giving me a birthday gift and for giving me the idea for this reading. So thank you so much, Jolene. You are the sweetest human. I swear. After I walked over to the post office today, and on the way back I called my mom and I was like, I just don't feel like I deserve this. I don't know what to do. I'm a horrible like gift receiver. I always feel like I don't deserve things when they're given to me, and I don't know necessarily how to accept them. And then I always feel in many spaces when someone gives me something or does something for me, I feel like it's transactional, right? And so I always am in this space of like, I don't deserve something for nothing kind of thing, you know? And I know it's not for nothing realistically, but I don't know. I just can't tell y'all how rewarding it has been connecting in with some of you that have been here like since I had like 12 subscribers, I think, and have really the camaraderie or just the messages that you send me, or just beginning to understand your personalities through the things that you say. Oh my goodness, it's such a blessing, especially for somebody who has like consistently felt like she doesn't realistically have a tribe. I have a real small circle, and it is because I feel like I only connect with a couple people. You know, it's like really hard sometimes. And so finding a tribe of you know, connecting in then in the way that we are in this space, it has been so rewarding. I just can't thank y'all enough for how kind you are and the support that you provide me. I just appreciate y'all so much. So thank you. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into this blunt AF reading from your guides. I'm decided that I'm going to start doing 4 collectives. I don't know why I'm doing that. It's just that I consistently feel like there's more information that needs to be provided. These are out of order. I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe I put them up there like that on for a reason. But actually they were pulled out like this. Sorry, just realized that. So if you were staring at the owl, you're going to go into group 4. I'm sorry, I just confused you. I don't know why. I guess I realistically didn't have to do that. I could have spoke for the group 4 space, but group 2 tends to be in a certain space, and group 4 tends to be in a different space, and to me it matters, but I'm sorry if that just messed you up. Oh, goodness. Okay. Hopefully when you pop back into this video, hopefully you chose it from the title and not from the beginning of this. And you know, some of those that missed it are probably like, what just happened? I've chose group 2 and it's not the owl. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just confuse you. Happy Friday. All right. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and get into it. Group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. Hello, group 1. The interesting thing, group 1, and bringing out this card is that I think one of the things that your guides are really, really wanting to move into this space with you and get you to understand is to look at the pathway that you have taken. It's one thing to be provided opportunities to learn lessons. It's another to actually learn the lessons. You earn these stripes that you're wearing today. you have a life path of having gone through an ascension process, going through several transitionary phases within life where you sort of went through the cocooning process or the birthing tunnel of life. The cocooning process is literally just being in the muck, in the acidic space where the caterpillar goes in and disintegrates in order to become a butterfly. And this is something that you've experienced a multitude of times realistically, metaphorically, obviously. But going through this space of earning your stripes. Your guides are really wanting to let you know that it is a rarity to be on the path in which you are alchemizing from bottom to top. And more importantly, that along the way in earning those stripes, there has to be built into an awareness the rarity in the space that you are in and what you're expecting of others. One thing that I think that your guides want you to know is that you are the leader in this space, and that you're going to have to start leading to see outcomes that you want to be to occur differently, and understand that there may be energies around you that you're expecting more from than they are able to provide you. Wow. Okay. I feel like that was a channel all by itself. What is the blunt AF message for group 1, please? What is it that they need to hear in this moment? This is really kind of reminding me of really having to create a sense of safety in order for someone to communicate with you authentically. And it also being a sense of urgency surrounding that as well. Recognizing that here's the Four of Wands as well as the Star here. And right here is the Ten of Wands, okay? So shuffled out, you have the Empress, the Seven of Cups, the Page of Swords, the Magician, the King of Swords. The bottom of the deck's Two of Coins, Four of Swords, Queen of Wands, Four of Wands, Ten of Wands, and the Star. Okay, let's go ahead and channel this in for you. Sometimes it seems as though your passion and the way that you move and operate, which may sometimes be impulsive, quick, it may be sort of capable of putting yourself into the unknown and with a lot more grace. And I think that you realistically understand, or are able to understand, able to see, set you out and set you apart from the crowd. Interestingly enough, is that because of this life path and because of the things that you have been through, you are essentially a leader in that space, and you are leading people in order to do the things that you've already done, and to be able to provide that in a way that is easier for them, because you've kind of already taken the steps and went through the obstacles to get from point A to point B. Because of this sort of willingness just to jump forward into a space in which you are more willing to sort of land on your face than on your feet. There's also this sense too of like carrying around certain burdens, but the burdens are coming through more so like expectations. Okay, you are in a space of being able to sort of move and shift and mold the world around you and bring balance into that. You have done a lot of inner of reflecting on self. You have done a lot of work on self. You've done a lot of zooming out and assessing self. You've been in this space in which you have sort of weighed the options, looked at life in with more complexity, and also moved yourself in a way that was able to alchemize from that. However, it's like this sort of something that really I think maybe needs a bit of a balancing out, or if you want to be in this sort of Four of Wands energy, there is this hit about like communication, but also the expectation of people sort of matching you where you're at, but also understanding that you kind of have to be the one to allow the sense of safety in that space. and to get outside of communicating in a way that is expressing to people that you know more than they are willing to provide you in communication. So say, for instance, say you have somebody that is, fearful of communication or fearful of saying more than they want, but you know more, okay? You know more. If you can become pushy with an energy like that, they're going to run, they're going to avoid, they're going to actually close more. So you have to lead the conversation by being a little bit more receptive, a little bit more open, a little bit more understanding in that space, and being able to then open the lines of communication and open the lines of discussion in a way in which you're leading, but it's not really necessarily obvious that you're leading, but you're just creating safety surrounding communication. I think one thing that is really important to understand for this collective is that vulnerability is a difficult thing for many people, and you may have a comfortability with vulnerability, and therefore it's easier for you to tackle the harder things. It's easier for you to look at all the sort of things that have been carried in from the past and assess those and be able to communicate those in situations to others that they may not be able to reciprocate for you. There is sort of this hit too about this like expectation of being sort of spoken to how we are speaking to others, and really understanding that you do stand out in this space. You are kind of a cut above. Does that, in terms of being able to express yourself authentically, you're essentially going to have to be in many regards and in many spaces and within many connections the one who is teaching others how to communicate more effectively, rather than being in a space that is expecting others to meet you at your level when you are already a step ahead of them. And really recognizing, group one, in places that you are 10 steps ahead of those behind you, expecting them to be at the same level as you are at. And realistically, opening up this space to be communicated with, in which you are teaching others how to communicate with you. Because something that I think actually trips you up in this space is that you may actually have a lot of difficulty with people comprehending how your way of thinking and the complexity, the way that you see things around you. And in order for people to come in and connect with you, you kind of have to teach them, because you're the teacher in this space. You're the leader in this space. You're the one standing out in this space. You're essentially the one who is going to be able to help others to communicate more effectively. So you need to get into a space and into an awareness that your expectations realistically aren't going to be met until you comprehend that the person who is leading the conversations, the person who's teaching others how to communicate more effectively, is you. And there needs to be a sense of safety here as well. We have to get into a little bit of patience and out of a pushiness in terms of like wanting a different outcome. Okay. Let me see if I can get you an advice. Should we do advice? Let me get you a deck for advice. Maybe should have thought this through a little bit, Do we think these things through? Sure don't. We sure don't think these things through. Let's do the Hermetic Tarot. This deck cracks me up, I swear. Sometimes it's super serious and sometimes it's very witty. Okay. What is the blunt advice that group one needs? I actually feel like that's not that bad of advice. Blunt AF advice. There is some sense, though, of really needing to, like, be patient with people. I feel like you might come in. There's this real intimidation factor. See this, like, animal is quite intimidating. There is a sense of, there's a little bit of intimidation factor with you, that you really got to slow down when it comes to people that you kind of want more from, and really be able to like provide a sense of safety in communicating with you. Yeah, this does really seem to have a lot to do with connections. I'm gonna make sure I'm not cutting off the bottom, because, you know, we notorious. Look at me, I'm growing. Okay, sorry. I get so excited to do the readings that I just don't worry about all the little details, and I cut off the bottom a lot. Okay, so yeah, this is talking a little bit about having some patience, okay? And it is like doing some reflecting, okay? It's like how can you, it's almost, it's interesting in group one, because it's almost like your guides are inviting you to move a little bit more strategically in a certain situation involving another person, or in a sort of commitment space, or in a lover's situation, okay? Because I think that it's like there's a sense of impatience or urgency, or it's like it's almost like you don't want to play the game. Okay. And the interesting thing though, is that your guides are kind of like, not only should you play the game, but you're better at it. So, I don't know, slap that on a t-shirt, I guess. But really, I mean, that is kind of the message coming through in this space, is that you got to be in a space in which you are like, you are in sort of, you have the power here. You know how to get what you want. And it's like, what do you want? You got to be in a space that assesses this situation, zooms out, looks at it, decides and determines what it is that you realistically want in this space, and then recognizing that if you, what is that song coming in? It's like, I'm a smooth operator. Like, you're wise, you're intelligent, you are articulate, you are capable, you have earned these stripes with purpose, baby. And like, what are you doing being in a space of selling yourself short, being in a space of this self-sabotaging energy in which you're not recognizing and seeing that you have the upper fucking hand here? Whoo, sorry. Yeah, it's kind of like, they're like, what are you doing? It's like you're expecting it. They want you to really recognize too, expectations. Like, you're expecting more in spaces that you're receiving less. And it's like, teach them, show them, tell them, like, you're the leader in this space. And so, and also, it's like, there's another thing here too, is like, do you want to be the leader in this space? Do you want to have to tell somebody how to communicate with you? How willing are you to understand that you may just be in a space where you're having to teach multiple people how to communicate with you, because your communication level is higher than theirs? And we need to get out of hierarchies as well, okay? Because that doesn't mean that that makes you any better than them. It just makes your awareness and your complexity of understanding how to communicate effectively in a way of, you know, comprehension and understanding behaviors or any kind of thing in terms of communicating with somebody else. It just means that you have an awareness that you must build into awareness within self, is not as common when in terms of communication. So you're going to have to be in a space that is really, in a sense, it's almost like playing dumb. And I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but it's like, sometimes I think that in this space, your intelligence is actually getting in your way. It's because you know better, you know? And it's like, okay, you know better. But the thing is if you are going to move with strategy and you want to see a certain outcome, what you need to understand is that energies like that can communicate very effectively. Energies that you can communicate with where you know you can't trip them up, that's intimidating for other people to experience. And it's like they have to come in like, okay, well, let me see, like, if I do this, like, how is this going to happen? Like, I don't want to get my ass reamed in this space from group one because group one knows that I might be, not super honest right now, or I might be a little bit scared, or I might be, it's like, and if you come in and if you respond and you're like, oh, really? That's what you want me to believe? This, and this, then they're just going to see you as difficult, because in some spaces and some situations, it's like, I think we also need to understand that, like, some people don't owe us anything either. We think they do because we like went into space communicating with them, but realistically, they don't owe us shit unless you're helping me pay my bills. Then I think you would owe me something. But if it's like, if you're in the dating phase of people, you have to get out of a space of feeling like people owe you anything, in that space. Move into acceptance with them. And I very recently, like, if you're a female or you're a feminine energy connecting into this space, very recently I built into the awareness that we're not treating men like boys anymore. We're treating them like men. And so we move into acceptance with men. And then we just act like soft women. And I was like, oh. And granted, like, you can be in a feminine energy and also move in a masculine energy as well. You can have balance in that space, but self-control is a big thing that exists within the masculine space, the masculine energy. And feminines and feminine energy really do need to hone into having more self-control and less impulsivity and less wanting to rush things or wanting things to become a certain way, and really moving into a space that allows things to really flow freely and gives the masculine the space to then guide a little bit better. But in these initial phases, in this situation, this scenario, you are leading how to communicate with you by what you are allowing, and moving into a space that is like, you know what, we got to get out of these scenarios, or get out of this mindset, again, that people owe us something, or that things need to be a certain way, or that people should do this and should do that. And sometimes we need to understand as well that we just be very, well, you, especially in this space, need to be in an awareness that you're operating from a level of communication that you're expecting in others that doesn't necessarily exist in them. And again, you're teaching. So teach. Teach him how to talk to you, baby. Show him what you need. Okay? All right. I don't know. Show him what you... I don't know. Maybe it'd be like in this space, or... And I don't know how much you resonate into this collective. Or like, I resonate somewhat into this collective as well. And I just would like to say too is like, there are people actually who will communicate with you on your level as well. So if you don't want to be in a space of teaching people to communicate with you, then recognize that if you communicate at a certain level and it took you a lot to get into that space, then you have to build into an awareness that what you're expecting in return might be as rare as what you provide. All right, collective one. That is your blunt AF message from your guides. If you resonated into this space and you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. That's the next goal that I have. And more importantly, we're building a little tribe in this corner, and we would love to have you be a part of it. So thank you so much for tapping into this reading. Enjoy the rest of your day. Who's next? Group 2. I swear, is it always going to be group 2 coming out with that, she the devil, she a bad little bitch, she a rebel. Like every time I pull out group 2 collective. Hold on, let's get rid of group 1 real quick. Not get rid of them, but like, let's take their card off here. That makes so much sense in this space though, because this is such a lone wolf energy in this space. It's real, like, we got a small, tight circle vibe. And I feel you. I'm here with that. And so it's kind of funny that the other card was out on the table with you, and it was like, no, like, get rid of that. This is about me. Oh, collective 2. I don't know why. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring your guides into this space. I just heard, or I just was reminded, I guess, of the meme, even baddies get saddies. And so I don't know if you're like having a moment right now, or there's just something that you need to hear. I do feel like a little bit of like primal disgruntled energy in this space a little bit. I don't know if it's coming in from you or coming in from your guides, but it is definitely a moment. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what the blunt AF message is from your guides, please. What is the blunt AF message from group 2's guides? Oh. The imagery in this deck is so different. You have the Knight of Coins, 2 of Wands, 3 of Cups. Look at that 3 of Cups. That's different. The Fool. Death. Bottom of the deck, you have the King of Coins, the Knight of Swords, the Star. And we're just going to go ahead and bust out this 4 of Wands up here on the top. All right. What is the channeled message here for group 2, please? I feel like there's like a long pause. I hate when that happens. I hate when there's like a super long pause in a tarot reading. It's like, it just like builds suspense, right? It's like, I don't know if that was like purposefully done or what. If it has something to do with impatience or it has something to do with a pause that is necessary. Now, I do see that there is like the Knight of Coins, the King of Coins, the Knight of Swords out on the deck, okay? Bringing in some stability and communication. 2 of Wands, 3 of Cups. I just heard think before you speak, and I literally don't know if that is a message to me or to you. It's like, who is that a message for? All right. If you're going to get into this new beginning in this space that you want to be in, to bring in some stability and to get out of a sort of an energy in which we are stagnant and consistently worrying about bringing in more stability or having this sort of communication. There's some communication, there's some kind of chatter around you within maybe external energy or realistically, like, somewhat it's almost like it's like gossip or something around you, really on you sort of taking a risk into a new beginning and making this decision to choose yourself in a certain space. And it's as though the energy around you is it's like kind of disgruntled by this a little bit, or there's just like some chattery energy that is going around you in terms of you making this choice to take a leap forward into choosing self and having this new beginning in which you are really building into abundance. Interestingly enough, it seems like that. So there's two kind of parallel spaces here. You could have really moved into a space or a new beginning, and well, you're doing this very quickly. Well, first of all, I'm just going to say that. And you're like popping into a union very quickly, and there's some chatter around that. Or it's like you're balancing out this a relationship with self by moving into this space and this new beginning energy, and you're going at this out on your own. So I think that this is just kind of playing out like what it is that you're doing. Really, I want your, so it seems like what is coming through from your guides really here, group 2, is that they're proud of you. And they do want you to take this time to really spend some time reflecting on self once you get into this space, or when you're into this sort of new beginning that you are venturing into in this moment of choosing self. There is here on the bottom of the deck as well as the 5 of Cups. So walking away from something that you're walking away from, being in this space here of the moon coming through here in the Page of Cups as well. You could be in a space of it's like a moment now for some things that are maybe hidden beneath the surface for you to really begin working on, or even being in a space of even walking away from sort of this environment or this situation that realistically was not putting self at the forefront of importance, or of even being able to have it. Okay, let me just come through it, and it feels like it's so difficult to breathe in this space. I just want to make that like very apparent, that it feels like there's been a time of like, it's very suffocating. And just thinking about whatever it is that has been holding you back is such a space of suffocation that it's almost unbearable to be in this space. It's like you are moving into this space, and I think what they want you to do when you get there, when you get into this like new beginning with really choosing yourself, is to take a moment to fucking breathe. And to really just like slow down for a moment and go within self and have this time to really mend your heart, rather actually than focusing on this energy here. It seems like, rather than focusing on this 4 of Wands thing, recognizing that the relationship that you have with yourself is the most important relationship that you are going to have outside of, children, if you have children, or your relationships with your close friends and family. But being whole within self actually makes you a better person in those spaces. And so it is this moment for you that it's like, it's kind of like, don't get into a space where you're just like hitting the ground running and then chasing everything that sort of feels fulfilling. Because what you could realistically begin doing inadvertently is chasing validation, and then ending up right back into this 3 of Coins space, right back in this energy of over giving yourself, right back in this space of giving without receiving, and really honestly sort of disconnecting yourself from being able to do the work that is necessary on self, and moving right back into that energy of feeling fulfilled by giving to others. All right, we'll do one more message for you from the Hermetic Tarot deck, and sort of what your guides. I do feel like that was like a pretty big advice message, but it is what it is. All right. What is the blunt advice, or just a message, another message? It's sometimes I feel like I should just stick to one message because I really do feel like that's kind of like the whole message here, but I already did it for group once. Now I got to do it for everybody, right? We can't jip y'all out. What's a blunt AF message for group 2? We'll get an, I'll read these cards for you in a second, okay? Okay, so you have the Ten of Swords, the Five of Wands, Seven of Wands in reverse, Death, the universe or the world. Bottom of the deck, you had Queen of Swords, Princess of Wands, the Chariot, and the Hangman. Okay, so yeah, I do feel like it's just repeating the same message in a way, realistically, but it's just kind of talking about some sort of heartbreak, really making sure that this moment in which you really felt like there was, I can physically feel in this energy that this Ten of Swords, okay? So it does feel very suffocating. It does feel like they're just like a bunch of swords stabbed in the back. Really a sense of betrayal, okay? This is kind of embodying you to be in a space in which you are very much focused on getting right with self before rushing into new spaces, because the concern here is that if you do not do that, then you very well risk repeating the same pattern. So this is really this moment of stepping out into self and stepping away from these old paradigms of behavior is the lesson and opportunity for you to step into a new beginning, specifically within self. And really moving into a space in which you are really decisive about what it is that you want for self, and really building kind of some boundaries even in that space, or it's really stepping into your skin here, stepping into your power, and moving with a little bit more tenacity, or a little bit more it's interesting because I feel like this collective in this moment might be just I don't know, it just sometimes this collective is like shifts, okay? But this can be a very soft collective. Like in this moment, it's like feeling like a very soft collective that is like basically being pushed by their guidance to be a little bit, to actually balance in a little bit more of your masculinity, honestly, is like to get you into a space where you are really decisive within self and in situations in which it's like, if it's a no for you, it's a no for you. And that's that. And really putting your foot down in this energy. I'm here for it. All right, group 2. If you resonated in with today's message and you would like to hear more videos from me or see more content in the future, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment down below. We'd love to have you a part of our tribe. Thank you so much for being here, group 2. Enjoy the rest of your day. Group 2. Oh my gosh. I just had to laugh because I was pulling this out and I was like, can group 3 handle blunt AF messages? Because you know what the song that came in with you is, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up. Or how does it go? Tip me over and pour me out, or whatever, Oh, the energy in this space is super playful and fun. I feel like your guides, honestly, are funny. They're funny. Oh, they're funny. They're so funny. I think the Hermetic Tarot is, because I'm going to use that deck is in this as well. Is going to be really witty in this space. You know what? It's like I'm getting a vibe here in this group 3 collective that some of you tapping into this think that tarot is bullshit. You're just here to kind of like, all right, oh, okay, yeah, read me. Let me see what these messages have to say. Like, it's like this is a group that would have some non-believers in it, realistically. Like, it's so funny because coming in and tapping into this space is like some of you are just like, oh, okay, like, read me, okay, like, what's my sign? Like, and it's kind of funny, but what's interesting is that this also is an energy of being really fluid in our emotions and really being able to like explore and tap into the fun of life. And just kind of like, even though there are some of you that could be tapping into this reading who think tarot is bullshit, which I don't know why you're here. Maybe you're just peeking in because you might be connected to me and I may have just made an announcement that I had this channel and you're here and you're like, okay, yeah, let's see. Okay, well, I picked card 3. I don't know, perhaps that will be confirming for you. Okay. Or what, but there are some people that I think are tapping into this specific reading who actually don't believe in tarot, and that is kind of humorous to me because I but it's like also you're also an energy that's like willing to kind of explore things that maybe you don't necessarily tap into or believe. Now, I know that there are quite a few people also tapping into this energy that's like, what? This doesn't apply to me. Of course I believe in tarot. That's why I'm here. And I think this is more so that like that some of you just have like this curiosity within you where it's like you're willing to sort of seek and understand things that you don't necessarily agree with, or that you maybe don't accept, like maybe don't believe in for yourself, but you're willing to sort of observe it in others to see how, like, to learn sort of. So this is super curious energy. Also, dolphins are incredibly intelligent animals as well. So you do have a bit of just like curiosity peeking through in this space, but let's see if we can read you to filth. How about that? All right. The blunt AF messages for group 3, please. This guy wanted to come out. The High Priestess. What else they got in this space? The Page of Wands. Oh, okay. Those all fell out at once? Should we just bring them all out? They all flew out of the deck, and I haven't seen these at all in this space yet, so. Okay. I guess we're here for it. What do we got? 6 of Cups and Strength on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, you got the Tower on the bottom of the deck as well. I just want to say that your guidance came. I was like, who's laughing now? Oh boy, this is interesting. This is so interesting. Okay, let's see what the blunt AF messages are for you. Group 3. It seems as though there is something surrounding really needing to utilize your intuition a little bit more than you are, and being in a space that is actually having a little bit more patience and being in this energy that's just like sort of spontaneous or impulsive, or sort of moving from one thing to the other, or isn't necessarily being in a sense of balance and having a balance within self, and really being able to assess situations with clarity. A lot of this energy that exists in this space here is kind of like, it's overwhelming, it's burdensome, it's like difficult to grab onto a thought process. It's all over the place in this space. It's a anxious energy, very anxious energy, and also really like being in a space that isn't necessarily fluid in our thoughts or fluid in our emotions. It's just like tapping into, such a present state. Like it's almost too present. It's almost as though you need to ground a lot more in this energy, because it's like being tapped into everything that's coming in and focusing on everything. It's being hyper aware in this space. So I think one thing that I would argue that the guidance coming into this space is that there needs to be some balance within your energy. There needs to be a little less sort of hanging on to all the things, or chasing all the things, or grabbing at all the things, or it's sort of like grasping at straws even in this energy, and really being in just a, it's okay. So it's not, I don't think it makes, I think it makes perfect sense to have this page of swans, what the fuck am I talking about, page of wands in this energy, because it's like quick burn. It's like, it is like, in this energy, it feels like it moves really quickly, and then it's just burnout. And the burnout realistically existing in this space is because of the stress and tension and energy and heightened, like, just like chasing into everything, and not just slowing down, and not having, it's all internalized too. It doesn't even mean that, like, in this energy here, group 3, it doesn't mean that you're just like busy, 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 busy all the time. But I would argue this is a busybody energy. But it's just really just it's being sort of like internalized, like being in a space of just like dwelling or overthinking, or just even, and I mean, in some ways, not like overthinking, yes, but not slowing down and actually like considering thoughts either. Um, it does feel like there is some hit here too about your intuition really being tripped up in this space, and that you're not using your intuition in situations or in scenarios in which you're dealing with other people or other spaces, or being in these sort of burdensome environments that are really really putting a lot on you, honestly. Like there's a lot that you're like holding on to. And so I think honestly, with this world card here being in the center, is that there needs to be quite a bit of balance moved in, and that your guides really want you to have a bit more resilience and a little bit more being in a space that is more assessing how to balance yourself out, how to get into a grounded energy. None of this is grounded energy. Besides the high priest is a little bit more reflective energy. The 6 of cups coming out on top, and the strength is sort of like balancing energy or slowing down energy. But these cards, Knight of Wands, Page of Wands, Ace of Swords, Eight of Swords, Nine of Wands, this is all energy that is really anxious energy, and it's all circling this new beginning here. And it's almost as though there is some of you in this space that are really actually holding yourself back, kind of from being able to get into a space in which you are slowing down and using your intuition, and not wrapping yourself up into every little thing that comes at you. It's almost a sense in this space of feeling expected to respond in every single situation that you're in. And actually, what they want you to do is to zoom out and assess, to get into this energy and to do a little reflecting, and to look at this and go like, well, where is it that what things can you realistically let go of? Why is it that you feel so obligated to be present for so much? And how is that affecting you mentally? How is that affecting you physically? Because it does actually seem to be relatively burdensome energy here. And also, I just want to say as well, because I don't think you were expecting this reading, at the way that it opened up with the dolphin and the sort of, I do feel like your guides, I feel like you kind of maybe operate in this way that masks all this and operates in this space. It's like just happy-go-lucky and maybe just a little bit more carefree. And but beneath that is sort of this really anxious energy that is existing in that space, and very burdensome energy that is existing in that space. So one thing too is that in order to for this to feel like authenticity, and also for you to get back into, because some of you have fallen out of this energy even, to get back into this playful, fun, witty, charismatic energy, is to really assess all of this, this very anxious energy and all these things that you're hanging on to and feeling expected of you. You are totally okay to go in and assess life and determine what is for you and what is not for you, and really begin to utilize your intuition in this space and get away from any energies that are putting this sort of burdensome energy on you, especially if they're able to assess what it is that you have going on. Many of you seem to have quite a bit going on in your life, or that you're dealing with, especially internally. And if you have energies around you that are demanding of you and not understanding of you, then that's an energy that you really maybe need to consider how much of your time you're giving to. All right. Let's see if the Hermetic Tarot can be a little bit more lighthearted. It's actually I love that dichotomy sometimes, where a card comes in, it's so light and so playful, and then the reading is so much deeper than the other ones. It's actually probably a little bit heavier read than I would say the others are, which is very interesting. And your guys are also talking about like the fake it till you make it thing. And really wanting you to be in a space in which you're not faking your own happiness, that you're actually feeling happy. All right. What is the Blunt AF message from the Hermetic Tarot for group 3, please? This is like a lot of, it's almost like kind of self-sabotaging energy. There's that tower. This is kind of funny actually, y'all. Like, this kind of cracks me up. And maybe they brought this out because of this. But my grandmother used to say like that blasted thing. And you know what I'm talking about, right? And in the Hermetic Tarot, this is called the Blasted Tower. And like just seeing the tower card, sometimes you're like, oh, that blasted tower. So it's so funny in this deck that it's called the Blasted Tower. It just it cracks me up. This deck makes me I just love it. A lot of majors here. So you have the Nine of Swords, which is not a major, but the Foolish Man, which is the Fool, that Blasted Tower, and Fortitude. And then as well, we have the Four of Wands. And Knight of Cups, Ten of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, as well as the Nine of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Now, you could be in this space or feeling this energy. So it's either that you're feeling this energy because of a union or a connection of some sort. For some of you, I don't actually feel like this is necessarily a romantic connection, but it could be the energies that are existing in this space. The reason for the anxiety could be connected to how you were treated in a union energy. Okay, so there's that element. And then others of you are just really in a space of anxiousness because of a connection. And it seems as though one thing that's sort of tripping you up in this space, group 3, is that there's sort of a sense of impulsivity, okay, of moving without thinking, and then sort of receiving the aftermath of that, and being in a space of having this sort of self-sabotage a little bit, and maybe not really thinking before moving. and just kind of moving impulsively almost. Yeah, there's quite a bit of a burdensome energy that is existing in this space. I have that Nine of Wands that's coming out, as well as the Nine of Swords coming out. And it does seem like there needs to be a little bit of like what I think that what they want you to begin sort of jumping into is actually good emotions, feel good emotions, like that, to stay away from a little bit these energies and these situations, like to really limit yourself from being in a space in which somebody makes you feel really bad about yourself, or is making you, they just stress you out, or they're making you so anxious or so nervous, and understanding that you have the authority and the ability to determine how much of you give to others. And so what they would rather see you jump into, and what they would rather see you chase, and what they would rather see you, the cup that they want you to fill realistically is actually emotional fulfillment. They want you to tap into energies and connect with energies that are kind, that don't make you feel anxious, that actually make you feel really safe and comfortable. And there's a sense of nervousness actually around that too, is like, I think that you have some issues with your ability to trust yourself in this space. And so you know, it's kind of like using caution, but it's also this like hit that you're not going to know unless you try. You're not going to know unless you move into a space in which you are really opening yourself up to more inviting energies, or energies that feel really good, and also giving yourself you're allowed to feel good. Like they really want you to understand that, because I feel like for some of you, you've really been in this anxious, sort of burdensome energy for a while, just sort of like being of service, or being like just anybody who needs you, you're like, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And it's like you are giving so much of yourself to others that realistically, like the people who actually are in this space with you feel really left out in a way, or like they almost get put on the back burner because they're so understanding of you, or so compassionate towards you, that these people are actually the ones who get less of your attention than the ones that are really causing you a lot more mayhem. And so really they would like you to shift your focus, and really shift what energies you're tapping into, and also be in an awareness that this is all about energetic alignment. So if you're tapping into and you're spending more time with energies that make you feel bad, then you're putting yourself in alignment with things that make you feel bad. And so if you can get into an alignment with some energy that really feels fulfilling and really feels good for you, you can shift that alignment for yourself, and also develop some boundaries with these energies that are really taking more than they should be. All right. That is your Blunt AF message, group 3. If you enjoyed this reading and you would like to be a part of our tribe here, please like and subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment down below. Thank you so much for being here, group 3. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's just me and my squeaky chair against the world. Are you here? Let me know in the comments if you heard that. Give you little nuggets in these in-between times. Gosh, it's so squeaky. Squeak, squeak, squeak. All right. Group 4. Hello, group 4. I love this energy. I just want to say, like, y'all tap into this, and it's like, I feel like I want to like sit and like put my hands like in like the meditation pose, and just like cross my legs and be like, yep, we are here for our message. We have come We come in peace. So are the aliens tapping into this energy? I don't know. You have such a peaceful quality to you. In this energy, it's really inviting and really balanced. It's such a balanced energy. I don't know how I tap into this collective. I'm so lucky that you are here with me. Thank you for being here, group 4, because it's almost like the group 4 space has kind of come in to kind of balance out everything and to kind of put us in an energy that's like, it's just wholesome and balanced and wonderful. I can just sit in this energy. I wish I was in this energy all day. I wish I operated in this energy all day. I think my life would be a lot easier. Why are you here? Like, what kind of reading do you realistically need? You have such balanced energy. Maybe you don't know that about yourself. Maybe this is your higher self's energy. I don't know, but it's wonderful and I'm here for it. Okay. What is the Blunt AF reading for group 4, please? Oh, okay. These all wanted to come out. Ooh, the Emperor. Daddy's here. Sorry. I think I have some lingering energy from the group 3 space. I don't know. Sorry. Okay. Let's get serious. Okay. All right. What do we have here on the bottom of the deck? What am I doing? Why am I talking in different? I need help. Okay. Maybe you guys have very you just have, oh, you know what? Your energy might be so safe that it brings out the inner child of others. Maybe that's why I'm a little bit more playful in this space or a little bit more silly. Because, oh my gosh, when I was a child, I was like the weirdest kid on the planet. It was so weird. I was bizarre. I was special. Okay, what do we got going on here? And just to let you know what you have out on the board here, you have the 2 of coins, 8 of coins, 2 of swords, 6 of swords, 8 of swords, the Emperor, the Hierophant, 2 of cups, and the 9 of cups. It's about like a wish fulfillment. This sort of this is a really, this is something that you've put in a lot of work for. And I want to say there's a lot of balance here. A lot of balance here. If you're tapping into this because of a connection and you're like, is this what I think it is? Or is this like the energy that I want to be in? I think that the answer is realistically a resounding yes. I do feel like the person that you are dealing with in this connection or in this space is such a calm and or this could be your energy too. I mean, there could be some masculines that have just a really balanced energy tapping into this that are just like Emperor type energy. And I like it. I don't know. Maybe that's it as well. But also that you could be, if you're kind of tapping in curious about energy, it is really balanced. So much balance. There's so much balance in the energy. You are someone who is using your intuition correctly. You are someone who has really done the work. You are someone who understands equal give and take. You are someone who recognizes where you have been in a space of what do I want to say? Kind of built upon the foundations of self, but specifically surrounding your ability to connect with others and really moving into this balanced, very safe space. Oh, it's so safe. It's stupidly safe in this energy. And also that if you're kind of tapping in for a union and understanding it, this is this is such yin and yang energy. It's so beautiful. It's this equal give and take that exists in this space. It's sort of like the energy that you must be dealing with in this space is somebody who balances you out so well. And it's where your strengths are sort of their weaknesses and their weaknesses are, and their strengths are your weaknesses, and being able to hold each other up in those spaces. Very wish fulfillment energy. What kind of And this is all moving relatively quickly for you. Now, there is some sense here of some boundaries that maybe need to be addressed. What else do we have going on here? Clarify this King of Swords. I swear, why don't I just grab things when they're, this was on the bottom of the deck, which is the Page of Swords. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it because I'm just going to shuffle through, and then what comes out, the Page of Swords, I swear. Some kind of communication coming in. Ooh, you know, this is so fascinating. Your counterpart, you could be in connection right now with your counterpart, or your counterpart is coming. This is someone who matches your vibe. This is such oh gosh, it's such a dance here. It's so fluid, it's so safe, it's so inviting, it's so warm, it's so, I don't know. I don't know how else to, like, I cannot read this. It's like so funny because you're coming here for a blunt AF message, and it's like, well, this is like, you're doing it right. Like, it's like, what do we say here in this space? Like, that's so funny that it's supposed to be blunt AF, but like, realistically, it's like your manifestations are paying off. The foundations that you have built are paying off. This wish fulfillment energy that you have sought, you are receiving. Like, you're in the moment. And if you have not connected in with an energy that you feel is potentially the one, you will be soon. Because this is that Chariot card coming in. Interesting. Oh, I love the imagery. Sorry, I got tripped up for a second. This is a 7 of Wands. Look at this imagery in this. I don't even read that card that way. But it's like sort of protecting the small fire that's kind of burning there, right? That's interesting imagery for this. And I will say that the energy that's coming into this space is so safe. So if you are in a situation or a connection with somebody, I mean, this could either be your energy or their energy, but again, there's so much balanced space here. I really do feel group 4 that this has kind of been a long time coming. I did just have the 10 of Swords kind of pop out a little bit. Oh, and here we are with that, the Patience, the Wheel of Fortune. And as I was going to talk about was this, the 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords energy. It feels like very past energy. It feels like you're definitely healed through this and worked through this. So this could realistically be a space in which your guides are necessarily, like, they're congratulating you more so for this. But this is like a new beginning. And this is as a result of really like the hard work paying off and having been through some really not great things that have existed in the past, and now moving into this energy and into this it's really like the alchemy that you maybe built. So alchemy is like bottom to top, right? And this is sort of like you've climbed the ladder of alchemy and you are here. You are in your moment. And so if you are at all in a space of self-doubt, here's Judgment. Your good karma is paying off. That's a really beautiful reading for you, group 4. I don't really feel like that's very blunt. I just feel like it's more so like confirming for you. Let me get you one more message here from the Hermetic Tarot. This is really, really beautiful energy. And I would, like that kind of safe energy that softens a feminine energy. I really feel like it's so uncommon in today's society realistically. So just being in your energy. Because like if this were a masculine energy popping into this reading as a feminine energy, I feel like I would soften almost entirely in this energy. It's so safe, which is what you really want, you know, if you're a masculine listening to this. Okay. Or what you want from a masculine if you're a feminine listening to this. Two of Swords. What is that message here? The blunt AF message for group 4. Sorry, group 4. Look at me, I caught myself when I said the wrong one. I swear, sometimes I say the wrong pile and I don't catch it until I'm watching the reading back and I'm like, ugh. Drives me nuts. This is all bottom of the deck here. Okay. What is another message coming through? Oh, I love that this is the last judgment right next to this 3 of Swords and then the 3 of Wands underneath it. This message right here is huge in my opinion. Because this is like about karma coming in from this energy right here. Karma, like you have been in a situation in which you really were jaded, you were betrayed, or you just went through some things that you didn't necessarily deserve, okay? And how you operated in it actually was you may have learned some things about self and maybe tweaked some behaviors about self in that space, but realistically, like in terms of like your intention in that space, which matters, it matters a lot bit. Your intention in that space was good intentioned. And so this is talking here about like, first of all, this is the year of karma, and anybody fucking around in this year is, they are playing with fire in my humble opinion, okay? But the cool thing about this being the year of karma as well is that all of those who operated in the past in which they were in awful situations and were sort of treated really poorly, this good karma then is circling back around this year for you. And so I really feel like you're in a moment of receiving that karma. This is a new beginning for you, a new beginning in sort of really having laid the foundations for inner work, bringing you into, I do have the King of Pentacles here and the Knight of Pentacles. So this is bringing you into union either as a stable masculine energy, because I do feel like there are some masculines tapping into this, or in a space with a masculine energy. Now, the cool, like the interesting thing is a feminine energy, the Queen of Wands is perfect for being in a very masculine space as a feminine, because that would mean then the feminine moves a lot more sensual in that space. She's so much more fluid and playful and capable of really being much more sensual in that space, because she's safe, she feels secure. And a secure feminine is much more fluid and much more feminine and much more safe within self. And so whatever energy that you are dealing with in this moment, it is allowing you to soften into that energy as a feminine, or is allowing you to feel like a sense of security as a masculine. And there's a whole lot about really utilizing, it's sort of like your intuition really paying off. I think intuitively you kind of know this in this space. And so I think that many of you that have tapped into this group 4 space, you just sort of wanted that confirmed for you. And this is kind of your confirmation zone. So that's beautiful. I feel like, well, hopefully you stick around for more readings in the future, because many of you are going to be really happy and you might not need to tap into readings. We'll have to do stuff specifically for you that has nothing to do with connections. All right, group 4, thank you so much for being here. If this resonated with you and you'd like to see more content from me in the future, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on notifications so that you can be notified when new videos arrive. Thank you so much for being here, group 4. Enjoy the rest of your day.